In this video, we're going to be going over the Relax tool in the UV settings. So this is going to be our example. Let's go ahead, turn this wireframe off. Here's our unwrap over here, so I can do select UV border, and that'll tell me where he's been unwrapped. So again, his whole bottom selection, this little loop of edges around here, coming up right here, that's kind of what's giving us this whole section. So let's hide that. And looking at his top portion, he has a seam going up the back of his head, and then a little T right here, and this kind of alleviates a little bit of stress in the face. And then sometimes people put a line here, so it would be these edges right here, and then also right here to just kind of cut out that face a little bit more. We're just going to leave it as is. Let's throw that checker pattern on here, and instead of using an image, we'll use Moto's built-in checker pattern. So right here, I'm just going to hit this little checker button, hit enable, and then I can hit it again, and then I can hit UV texture, and then I can choose from all of these. So I'm going to go ahead and let's try a small checker pattern. And from here we can see what's happening with this unwrap. So again, areas right here are a little bit more compressed, so they're a little bit smaller in the UV area here. So this is like his chin area, his nose, definitely his ears. Just these little sections that if we wanted to, we could grab these and effectively cut them off. So it's its own piece, and then we can scale those accordingly. But another thing that we can do is utilize the Relax tool, and that guy is right here. And how he's going to work, so I'll actually zoom right in so we can kind of see, and again focus on the nose area here, the chin here, and then the ear here. And again, we can focus on those in the 3D viewport over here, and then the 2D viewport over here. So let's left click on Relax to activate it. My settings are this little guy right here, conformal, iterations are at 0, all these guys just set to their default settings, pretty much everything off. So now what I'm going to do to kind of have this tool work is right here in the 2D viewport, or technically the 3D one, doesn't really matter. I'm going to left click and drag, and as I drag to the right, you'll kind of notice multiple things. One, this little number is going to go up, but two, we'll start to see our object effectively relax. So left click, drag to the right, you can see these compressed areas, see the ears, how it originally was. So I drag to the left, iterations go back to 0, dragging to the right, iterations go higher, and we can see these areas relax. And over here, you'll see, going back to where we started, big squares, big squares, big squares, drag to the right, smaller squares, smaller squares, smaller squares. So again, before, after, kind of get the gist of what's going on. And again, we can keep dragging to the right, and you'll see our overall shape over here changes quite a bit. And again, if it relaxes all the way out, if I drag it all the way to the left, you can see this left side is slightly larger than the right side. And again, dragging this all the way to the right, it just kind of evens everything out. So again, Relax tool, really powerful. There's a lot of uses for it. The other thing you can do if you want to is I can just target one area. So I can just select these polygons right here in the ear, left click Relax. Again, remember that 88 number, so let's take that back to 0, hit enter. And again, now just so we can see this in motion, I'll left click and drag to the right to slowly increase this. And you'll see just these polygons are affected, and all these bordered ones aren't. So again, this ear is now a little bit better. Comparing it to this ear, we have a much bigger checker pattern. So again, relax the whole thing, click, drag to the right. It kind of capped out at about 100. And again, it's going to remember this number, so 111. So if I want, I can reset that back to 0. But regardless, Relax tool, really, really powerful, really useful for unwrapping.